What's going on, skate fam? Welcome to Deez Skates. I know that I haven't been here in like 2 months. Right, 2 months without making a video. So I figured it was time. I had to take a step away from the grind. I had an inner journey, so to speak. I had to do some internal work. I needed to step away from the huge rush of being busy all the time just for a little while. You know, every TV series does, 10 months of filming and then they take 2 months or a month at least off. And I realized that I haven't really done that. Anyway, it's not entirely true that I haven't made a video at all. I actually created another YouTube channel and I will talk about that at the end. What I want to discuss with you today is an event that happened to me right around the time when the city I live in started loosening their restrictions around the whole quarantine thing. I went out skating with Jeff and Joey, and I was kind of involved in a confrontation. That's exactly what I want to discuss with you, is how we should handle confrontation whenever we're out skating, how we should be presenting ourselves as skaters, and also importantly, the fact that we should have at least a basic understanding of the laws in our city when skating. Now, I'm not suggesting that everyone should be a goody two-shoes and follow all the rules. I understand that skaters are notoriously, we're rule breakers. We don't like rules. We like to do what we want. We like to skate where we want. And I'm completely guilty of it. So I get that. But when you find yourself in a rough situation, you want to at least have the confidence that if the authorities get involved, you know that you didn't break any rules. In that situation, you didn't do anything wrong, and you don't have to go about the situation with, I guess, a nervousness that you did something wrong. So let me turn your attention to exactly what happened to me. I'm gonna take you guys step by step and how it unfolded. Also, what I did wrong and how I should have handled the things that I did wrong. So here is me, Joey, and Jeff. And you can see we're all waiting at this crosswalk. There's a do not walk signal, and there's a truck right here. Pay attention to this truck. This is kind of the beginning of the problem. So we are attempting to cross this crosswalk right here, but on the other side is not the sidewalk, it's just a median, because this is a two-way intersection, kind of like a highway. So we're gonna cross to this median and then attempt to cross to the other side of the road completely. Now watch what happens. So I take off, and this truck is at a dead stop, right? And you can see right here, I know it's kind of hard, but you can see that I have a walk signal now. All right, so here, I'm almost to the median. You can see clear walk signal here. And then on the other side, it's hard to see, but if you look at the color, you can tell that on the other side is also a walk signal. Then proceed. Now I'm on the median, the truck is level with me, but let's go back a second. He is far behind me, right? So it's very clear that this guy can see me, or at least that's what I thought, assuming that was my first mistake. So let's go. So he's level with me. And you can see, man, I'm going, and I have the right of way. I have the walk here, but he's turning anyway. I slowed down to avoid getting hit, but I mean, he was pretty upset, and he honked at me. And there, I pointed at the walk. That was a big mistake. I engaged the guy. What I should have done is just turned around and checked on my friends, and once they got across, we should have just kept going. But I engaged the guy and I pointed to the walk symbol to show him that I had the right of way, and next I'm gonna turn around and yell at him.
Pay attention, dude! Come on!
So at that point, he hollered something to the effect of, "I should have just run you over and killed you." Yeah. People are rude sometimes. It happens. So that set me off that he hollered at me like that, and so I hollered an expletive at him. That's another mistake. Again, in my opinion, when we have confrontation like this, well, there just shouldn't be confrontation. We should not confront people like this. As long as we're not injured, we should continue on and not get into a scene. That's how people really get hurt, is making a scene and getting in fights. You never know what some crazy driver or pedestrian is gonna do, and that is my next point here. Let's go.
Pay attention, dude! Come on!
Hey, you know, it's illegal for you to do that on here.
All right, so here this pedestrian passed me, right? And he hollered, "Hey, it's illegal to be doing that on here." So my first thought was, wow, is it really illegal for me to be skating on the sidewalk? Did I make a mistake? Am I supposed to be skating like in the road or the bike lane only? So go back just a little bit.
Pay attention, dude! Come on!
All right. So let's zoom in here. That I don't feel bad about showing this guy because, as you can see, he's a blur. All right, so we have right here, he reaches out and he hits me in the chest. He reaches out and actually socks me in the chest to tell me that it's illegal to skate on the sidewalk. Now, let's look here. I'm not speeding down the sidewalk. I'm not taking up both sides of the sidewalk here. There's plenty of room for the two of us. I don't know what his deal was. He was clearly upset. Whatever. So I waited for my friends. And at that point, well, I was mad, and I hollered at this guy too. Fortunately, he kept going and nothing came of it. That was the end of it. We skated back to our cars and called it quits for the night. I got to thinking afterward, right? What if the police had got involved? And what if what I did was illegal? What if he had got, mad and gone to the police and been like, "Hey, this guy is not supposed to be skating on the sidewalk, and he nearly ran me and my wife or my girlfriend or whatever, my running partner, over," which I didn't, but anyway, so I have video evidence here, obviously, right? All I need to cover me is to know that I wasn't doing anything wrong. So I went to the website for the city of Dallas and I looked up the laws surrounding skating. And it turns out that actually in Dallas, you're not supposed to skate in the street at all. You're supposed to skate on the sidewalk. And when you come to an intersection, you are supposed to act as though you're a pedestrian and cross the street like a pedestrian using the pedestrian crossings. Granted, when you come upon people that are walking, you're supposed to yield to them, right? Which I feel like I yielded to this guy. I didn't block the sidewalk entirely. I took the right side of it, just like if I were a jogger, I would have passed them. But this guy felt the need to reach out and hit me as he passed me. And mind you, this is during the pandemic. So how would I have handled that had I known the law? Well, I probably would not have handled it any different. I made the mistake of letting myself get upset about what was happening. And of course, because I was upset at the truck that nearly ran me over, and I engaged that driver in an argument, I was in my head and I allowed this pedestrian running by me to catch me off guard and smack me and then gaslight me, so to speak, because he told me something that was completely not true at all. I believe that going forward, my best course of action is going to be to make sure that I understand the law and that I work within reason. I always try to skate considerately whenever I'm dealing with pedestrians. I do not want pedestrians to see skaters as jerks that just try to plow their way through the walking crowds. I understand people who are walking don't know. They don't know that I can stop quickly. They don't understand skill levels when it comes to skating. All they see is that someone is about to hit them, and it makes them nervous, it makes them upset. I don't want to upset them. I think that it's not conducive for our scene, for the way that we are seen as skaters, to be inconsiderate whenever we're dealing with pedestrians. So that's why I like to skate in the street. We are normally not bothered by the police when we skate in the street, even though apparently we're not supposed to. We usually take the bike lane and we yield to the bicycles and just try to be all around considerate. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you think of this whole situation. This happened months ago, and I was pretty upset about it when it first happened, so I held off making this video until I was in a better headspace and could come to you guys and just have a discussion about it. So please let me know in the comments what you think of this confrontation, how it could have been handled. I know that I should not have handled it the way that I did, but let me know how you think you would have handled it if you had been in my situation. And finally, I'm gonna leave a link in the description below. I started another YouTube channel. It is not skating related. It's actually tech related. So if you've seen some of my videos where I'm reviewing video games surrounding skating and you like that and you think like that you would enjoy watching stuff like that and watching tech reviews and tutorials about computer stuff, and you just like what I do, you like me, I guess, as a creator, then maybe you'll enjoy this. Please go check it out. I only have, as of right now, I only have like 4 videos up, but I am working on it. I'm trying to put out a video here and there and get a library built up for people to watch, just like I have on this channel. And next, I really need to figure out a way to balance between the two, because 2 months of no skating videos is not gonna fly. Thanks for coming, Skate Fam. I really appreciate your time. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to Deez Skates, make sure to scroll down and click that big red subscribe button and the bell notification so that you see whenever I release a new video. I've got lots of cool stuff coming and more topics and tutorials and some cool products that we're going to be checking out not long from now. Again, thanks for coming, and I will see you the next time I lace up.
Pay attention, dude! Come on!
Hey, you know, it's illegal for you to do that.